Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of We Hope This Finds You Well with Rob, Chuck, and Jimmy. And I am so excited tonight. It's the moment I've been waiting for 6 long years. Very special guest with us tonight, John Richard Kuhn.
Heyo.
He's here in the flesh.
Welcome to the show, John.
In the house.
Thanks, dude. It's good to be here.
We're glad to have you. How's everybody else doing?
I'm doing just
Oh,
fine.
I'm well.
Awesome.
It's late December, right before Christmas.
65 degrees outside?
It's about 70 degrees, totally normal in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Global warming's awesome.
When's the last time we recorded?
Chuck said, what was it, like August or some shit?
Yeah, it was. We recorded in August. I released.
Holy crap.
I released
know.
in September.
We've been busy.
And-
Everybody had shit going on.
It's the holidays.
Yeah.
It's the 6-month holiday.
Yeah. Totally understandable.
But here we are. We're back, and we're ready to roll with
Yes, sir.
the living legend, the man with many names,
So I think the first question we have to ask John.
Rocket.
Rocket
Yeah.
Man, GSP,
First question we have to ask John
Big
is...
Dick.
Captain America.
Actually, let's talk about that real quick.
Uh-oh.
They
Little
actually,
brother.
they actually did touch dicks when he came in.
Yep, we did.
Chuck,
It's been a while. I've
Like
seen Chuck in a
full on
while.
dick, or
Yeah.
so? Did you guys dock or?
I mean, there was a little pushing and shoving.
Okay.
We did a warm embrace. That's all.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while, so I mean.
You know, Rob. Jimmy's not into the whole brotherly love thing. He likes to keep to himself.
He's very Irish.
just keep it legit, I keep it real.
And we
Not
like-
into the whole feelings and whatnot.
Sometimes. To a degree.
All right. So where do we want to start off here with Mr. Kuhn?
Top question. What's your favorite Michael Keaton movie?
Who's Michael Keaton? Batman.
I know. He had me there for a second.
Ooh,
I was like, oh my
Wow.
ooh, that was scary.
God. It was scary. That was scary.
That was serious for a second
But
there.
that's a solid answer. Okay. That's what most people go with Batman, and I probably would too.
I mean, it's a good answer. You can't go wrong with that answer.
No, you can't.
How about Mr. Mom?
Multi-
though?
I know, Mr. Mom.
Ooh, I haven't seen that
Multiplicity?
in a long time. Mr. Mom.
Even Gung Ho.
I like Multiplicity, where he makes like all the copies, and then there's that written one. That's a whole lot of fun.
It's always good stuff.
Sure.
So yeah, I just had to get that off my chest. So
It's a good question.
why don't
Fair enough.
Did that stem from somewhere, or is that just in your head?
That's just always in my head. I try to ask every guest that, actually.
All right. It's the first time I've heard it, but okay.
I don't think so. I think we've asked somebody else that.
I don't believe so, but
yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, well,
I think it's a no.
just know that I'm always
Oh.
thinking about that.
All right, so let's start this off in the traditional "we have a friend on the show" sense.
Okay.
How do we know John? Where do we know John from? Why do we know John? How do we know John? What do we know John?
What?
Well, John went to Riverview with us,
Yep.
correct?
Correct.
That's true.
A couple years younger than us.
Yep. I graduated
He's a baby.
in 2006.
06, we're 03s.
Yep.
When did you first meet him, Chuck?
I met him while he was still in high school. He
Mhm.
was in his senior year.
Yep.
And, oh, my God, the place where I've met everybody, Tom and Eddie's Pizza Shop.
Tom and Eddie's.
I taught this beautiful young man how to deliver pizza.
How to make an
I
okie?
taught this man
the
how
pros.
to shake the shake onto the pizza.
That's right.
Oh man, that's important.
I
That's
taught him how to
vital.
plug the iPod into the boombox.
That's where I learned anything I know about music too. Do you remember like when we first started working there?
Yeah, and me and Bill would quiz you.
Yep.
And here you are today.
That was a long time ago.
Here you are.
That was a long time ago. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was love at first sight.
Yep.
That's true.
Tom and Ace was a fun job. What did you think?
That was the best job I ever had, ever.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah,
It was
that's
so
my
easy.
fault.
Yeah.
I got paid to hang out with my friends every day and just eat food.
Eat pizza.
Yeah. I don't know how that place made any money at all.
I don't think they did.
Yeah,
it was
probably
all
We-
it was all the bakery. The pizza shop I don't think made any money at all. It probably was actually a black hole like financially, but
I know, and we
You know.
hardly ever had to make actual food for customers because there weren't very many.
And if I knew somebody came into, it's like, oh, it's on us. We got this. Here you go.
And that,
know.
like, compared, like, when I compare Tom and Eddie's to like a real pizza place I worked at, like Gino's.
oh god.
Like Gino's is fucking insane on a Friday, Saturday night.
Like busy.
Yeah, like you can't even catch your breath. Like you're just fucking running. The kitchen's running. The drivers are running.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is what it's like to actually work in a restaurant.
I thought Tom and Ace did get like that a couple nights. Though,
No,
like a Friday or
not
Saturday.
like that.
I think
Not
a
like
busy
that.
Friday night for delivery drivers having like 15 deliveries.
Yeah.
Oh god, that would be like less than an hour for most
Yeah,
other
it's
people.
not a lot.
Yeah, and it was all
In Oakmont, Verona, so you're not even going
You
anywhere.
get a couple Ramparts here and there, but it was
Yeah.
mostly Oakmont Verona.
Ramparts was the worst
I
delivery.
get so pissed about that.
I know. I'm like, I'm driving up this fucking hill. They're gonna give me like a $3 tip.
I gotta drive 15 minutes? Are you kidding me?
This is so dumb.
Well, because you only had one driver, so
That's
if you had to
true.
go to Ramparts, you were fucked for your other deliveries.
Yeah. that's
Exactly.
true.
Ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
But like Gino's on a Friday night, you're talking 3, maybe 4 drivers. You're all getting 20, 25 deliveries.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it
That
was
is
wild.
crazy.
I made good money there.
I bet.
Dude, when my wife and myself first started dating, I told her, I worked at a pizza shop for a little bit. And she was like, oh, that's awesome. Did you like it? I'm like, hell yeah. All I did was like hang out with my buddies and drink freaking Turner's tea and make up mystery foods, you know, once you got bored with the menu and
Yeah,
Yep.
do and make like WWF recordings and stuff with fictional characters. And she was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? 'Cause she managed the Rhode Papa John's. They make food there. And, you know, we just kind of heated the shit up through the oven and waited for it. And that, I don't think I ever actually made anything. Oh, that's not true. I would go in on Friday mornings and like have to cut up meats and stuff like that.
Oh, the prep work.
Prep,
The prep.
yeah.
Prep work. I had to do
With that
Karen.
with Karen,
yeah.
dude. And the
Dude, we
in the
would
steak.
all hate to do any actual work. Like when it came time to do work, it'd be like,
It wasn't
Oh,
work.
it was-
Yeah, it never did work.
that's obviously why we loved working there, because if we were actually doing what we were supposed to be doing, none of us would have ever worked there as long as, I mean, I didn't work there that long, but you guys all worked there for a pretty good amount of time.
I remember one
years,
Sunday morning. I may have told this story on here before, but it was me and Bill, our good buddy Bill Gust.
I love Bill Gus.
William,
We covered
one of the greats.
we covered the entire floor in the back room with a whirl, the fake
I don't know if
the fake butter substitute. So it was like an ice skating
What?
rink. It was like an ice skating rink, but a million times more slippy.
I don't think I was working. I think I just came down to hang out with you guys at that point, or something. We did
All we
it
were,
second
Dude,
night.
all we did was cover the floor with whirl, and then we added some soap on it because it wasn't slippy enough.
Yep.
And then
Slippy.
we would just try to slide across the room as far as we could. And
Yeah.
we broke that little white table that sat there. One of us fell onto it, and it just fucking
Oh
shattered.
my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And we just spent the whole morning doing that, just covering the floor with fake butter
I have so
And
many
getting
great
paid.
memories from,
and
like,
getting paid for it.
TWF, Tom and Eddie's Wrestling Federation, the Nerf gun battles we'd have after closing. Oh my god.
Oh, the haunted upstairs that I freaking the first night I closed with Artie, and I scared the living fuck out of him. I literally saw something move. The building that the pizza shop was in was super freaking old, and I remember the steps where we had like the pop up front.
Yep.
I went to go fill the fridge up front, and I swear, dude, I thought I saw something like just like look around the top of the steps or move or something, right? Well, I must have looked kind of freaked out, and I didn't really know Artie that well at the time, so I didn't want to be like, hey, I feel like I may have just saw a ghost, because I love that shit, and then other people don't. So I didn't really say shit, and he's like, hey, dude, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I saw something. Just kind of like, what, dude? And I don't even remember if he even I forget if he even I'm pretty sure it was Artie, but whoever I was with didn't even like want to count the cash register. They just kind of like threw it in the safe and was like, "Let's roll."
Get out of here.
Didn't even like hardly finish anything. And I guess people had seen weird shit there a bunch of different times or whatever, and I didn't know fuck all about any of that. And whoever I was with, I believe Artie, was like, "Nope, I'm out. Not interested. Fucking let's roll."
Gotta get Mike Holshoe in and do an investigation.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's way into that shit.
Yeah, boy.
Jimmy, when did you first meet? Because you and Kuhn have an entire different relationship than Tom and Eddie.
Absolutely.
That's funny how like we all went to high school together, but we all kind of like met differently.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So tell us about your Jim Jordan days.
Well,
Did I get that name right?
Yes.
yeah. So this is weird because Kuhn, I think you were going to CCAC like right around the same time I was,
Mhm.
and you had Jim Jordan first.
Yep.
And did you already go on a trip prior to that?
Europe? I did.
Did he send you to Vegas? Or
I went to
anything like that?
Vegas. Yeah. Did you? I thought you were in Vegas. With
I
us.
did
You
not
didn't
go on that
okay.
Vegas trip.
So I did go to Vegas before Europe.
So you were like one semester ahead of me in Jim's world.
Yeah. Okay.
So I met Jim. after
Jim
that.
being
Jim Jordan.
Being.
What?
He was,
Who is
he
Jim
was a
Jordan?
college professor at CCAC.
there we go.
Oh,
And he taught like business law, like a couple business classes. Or
Business
whatever.
law.
Okay.
Yeah, I think just general business.
Yeah.
So we all met there, and he, kind of gave us all internships
Mm-hmm.
and trips to Europe and like
Yeah.
everywhere. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's wild.
So yeah, that's kind of the first place I met you. I kind of knew him before that, though. I kind of met you through our siblings.
Yeah.
Actually, our
Yep.
siblings are friends.
Like
They-
very
they've-
good friends. Like
Oh,
they're,
Michael and Annie.
Like, yeah.
They've been friends for
Oh, yeah.
years,
Long
since they were
time,
like little
yeah.
kids.
Yep.
So I kind of knew him from that, But of course, we ran in different circles. It's how it is.
Also, that age difference, you really don't like get to know someone
Yeah. I
until
mean, you guys
you're
are
like,
like 3.
We
4
were a couple years
than me,
older,
yeah.
right? We were like smoking pot and like drinking beers and stuff. He wasn't doing that stuff.
Yeah.
fucking Eagle Scout and shit.
Right. So the first time I met him was when we went to Europe, and yeah, that's
awesome.
that was some shit.
Dude, that was crazy. I mean, it was one of the best trips I've ever been on, but it was.
That trip sparked something in me, and I'm just like love traveling now.
Yeah.
And I can't even describe some of the shit that we did.
Dude.
So tell us about it though. Like, what was the trip like? Because you guys were pretty young at that
We were
point,
super.
right?
I was the old man on the trip, and I was 22.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're still super young. We got dropped off in London first.
The whole thing, like, I mean, like, Jim was like, "You guys want to go to Europe for like?" It was like a month. We were like,
Yeah.
So you're
okay."
Yeah, we were like,
but at this point, were you guys working for him already, or was it just like he picked a couple
So,
a couple
I guess
class
we can
members
describe
that
like the
ran?
internship.
Oh,
So, like,
maybe we should describe
So-
this. So the way he set it up is kids would go in there like one day a week, generally. Some would go in a couple other days a week. And very few were like full time.
To his law.
so he
office?
was, yeah, he's a
To his
lawyer.
law
Yeah,
office.
he practiced law.
He practices law in Bellevue, so he would bring people into his law office. And when I started going there, one day a week, and then I increased it to 2 because he'd hook you up, take you to lunch,
Give you $100 cash every day you went there.
yeah, did that, and so that was like that was not bad back.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
know,
I
10
was
years
18 years old. I mean,
ago. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's like, "I'm going to put cash in your pocket," and it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
just
great.
come do some paperwork for me or whatever it was. I mean,
It was paperwork. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm digging ditches, you
Yeah.
know. So it was just
Yeah, but
like,
you were also like keeping accountable with your grades and shit too. Like there was obviously like he was kind of planting some seeds of hard work. Obviously, you guys are both very successful. So
I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, ultimately, yeah, sure. He always pushed education,
Mhm.
so we would again. I'd go down there like once a week, twice a week. I was still working at Justifax, and I fucking hated it. And so once,
just a facts.
yeah. So eventually, I just quit, And I told Jim, I was like, I basically told Jim, I was like, I'm working for you.
I'm full time now.
Turns out I'm
hey,
full time.
Hey, by the way, I'm full time.
So I kind of muscled my way into a full time job there.
He
And
would
it
never
worked
say
out.
no, though. He would be like, all right.
No, and it
Yeah.
worked out. I've stayed there probably. I did. I stayed there longer than anybody. But that started out my career, and then boom, actually, I didn't start full time until after that trip. So,
Okay.
before that trip, I was still going there once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And then boom, we went to London. We started in London.
Yeah.
Where did we go after that? We went to
So there was like 7 or 8 countries. It was like London, France, Belgium, Netherlands,
Italy,
Germany.
Monaco, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And we were there. I mean,
Of
it was
course,
almost a month,
Monaco.
if I remember right. It was like we were there like 3-4 weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were there over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was like between 3 and
I feel
4
like you would
weeks.
have to be.
Yeah, but because you would go to a city and you'd stay there for like 2, maybe 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were in Rome for like 2 or 3 days.
That's why I got really sick in Rome. I didn't even go see Rome because I was that sick.
You started
Oh,
getting
that
sick.
sucks.
Yeah, he missed Rome. He got really sick there, and it was getting serious. We rolled into the Rhine Valley.
I
in
went to the
Germany.
hospital, yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, dude, you need medical attention. Like,
Yeah.
we went to the camp people. And we were like, or the tour guides or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were like, yo, we need to get this dude some medical attention.
And I
No,
found
this dude does not look good.
we went to the hospital and it was in Germany, right?
Yeah.
I found a Slippery Rock University pen in Germany.
Nuh-uh.
I have a picture
What?
of it. Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's pretty wild.
But Germany was actually really cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It actually reminded me a lot of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Out of anywhere I've been, I looked at Germany. I was like, oh, it's like I never fucking left.
Western PA.
Yeah.
It makes sense why so many Dutch settled there. I guess all the Amish and all that shit, the Pennsylvania Dutch and
Probably.
whatnots.
What a wild trip that was.
It was like, let's describe the trip. So this is like 18 to 35-year-olds.
You had to be younger than 35. They wouldn't let you on
Right.
the tour if you were over 35.
Right. So
Jesus Christ!
so
it's
it's
all
all
young
young
kids.
people. Everybody wants to get hammered every night.
And fuck.
And yeah, basically it's about getting hammered and banging people and just seeing Europe.
I mean,
Willing participants, of course.
We traveled
Right.
on a little fucking tour bus.
There was a bus, and every morning there'd be somebody that was like running up there to the end of the bathroom to try to puke or something like that.
Oh Jesus!
Like the crew that we went with was pretty cool for the most
Oh, yeah.
part.
So how many from Jim's office? I mean, there's like 5 or 6 of us, right?
There were 6 of us.
Yeah.
It was me, you, Slater, Joel, Dad, and Justin. You
Yeah,
know
Justin. Yeah.
With his
What is he's
Dad.
Uday.
Yeah.
So this dude, I'm going to jag him off a little bit. He'll
Yeah.
never hear this. So this dude lost his luggage.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, full blown lost his luggage when he
Jesus.
landed in London. So our next stop was Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, all right, I'm going to get some new threads in Paris. So this dude gets this most ridiculous suit I've ever seen.
It was like a burlap sack.
It looked like a burlap sack that looked like a suit. He honestly looked like Uday Hussein, who was
He had like
Oh,
pink rings
shit.
and shit on too. Like,
yeah, he had this like gaudy ass jewelry on. He's like very Italian
Yeah.
looking too.
Dude,
so.
he was just trying to fit in. That's all, bro.
Yeah.
Why you guys hating on it? Maybe this dude had some serious style. You guys
It was
just,
like Chevy. Remember when Chevy Chase goes to Europe and tries to dress up in Italy? It was,
Absolutely.
That's exactly what it reminded me
Yeah.
of.
That's awesome.
It was so funny.
Oh my god. Where's some other hot? When we were in Amsterdam, we all went to the coffee shop, or whatever,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I refused to smoke weed.
John did not smoke. Only one. I'm sitting there, just rolling up J's.
Dude, who goes to Amsterdam and doesn't smoke weed?
This guy, only guy I've ever seen do it. You and John Hosack, actually. One other guy I won.
Dude, you talk about a regret in my life. That's it right there.
Yeah. I don't even have anything really to say about it. I'm just sitting here like, fucking hell, this dude's my friend. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. I don't know.
My-
Shake my head.
Hey,
at that
dude,
one.
you had plans at that point in time. You were trying to go to the military.
Yeah.
You had all your shit lined the fuck
Yeah.
up. You weren't gonna. That was smart. You're being smart.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Yeah.
before that?
It's unfortunate, but you're being smart.
Yep.
Do you remember we were in Florence and we had that massive rager of a party? We had an international beer pong tournament, first of all.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Nice.
Americans got destroyed by the Australians.
Did we the Georgie?
Yeah, that
Georgie?
sounds right.
Some of the dudes, the Aussie dudes.
I don't remember that at all.
I
Uh-uh.
hardly remember them, but no, We partied so hard in Florence. We woke up and it honestly reminded me of the first scene of The Hangover when they wake up in the fucking
Oh,
house.
shit.
What happened?
Like, because we threw a party in we had like a little house cabin thing, and there was like cards everywhere, beer cans everywhere, toilet paper strewn throughout. There was like things that were on fire apparently at some point in the
What?
night. Yeah, like it was crazy. And
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
They woke us up and they were like, "Oh, we got to get on the bus now. We're already late." So we just rolled out. Our camp instructor was South African. He rolls over. He was sleeping in our cabin. Like there was like people passed out everywhere. He
my
rolls
Christ.
over. He goes,
That's awesome.
he's like, "Don't worry about it, mate. I'll get it."
I'm driving the bus.
I was like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome." So we just bounced out.
Oh my god, I don't remember that at all.
Oh, it was so fun. So fun.
We're also we were in Nice, France, and I broke 2 toes. We were all gonna go skinny dipping with George and Georgie,
I did go skinny dipping in the
the 2
Mediterranean.
Australian chicks.
2 beautiful Australians.
Smoking hot.
Like great, especially the taller Georgie.
Yet, I can't remember who was who, but yeah, the taller one.
She literally
show.
looked like a fucking Barbie doll.
Yeah, they were both really hot.
They really,
Yeah,
and we lucked out. And they were super cool, really down
Yeah.
to earth.
so we were going skinny dipping, and we jumped over like a stone wall or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and I landed on a rock and broke 2 of my toes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, put a little
God
damper
damn
on
it,
that.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
It was a rough trip. We totaled a bus on the
Yeah, we got
Autobahn.
in a bus
Oh.
accident on the Autobahn.
On the Autobahn.
On
No
the
way.
Autobahn,
Um,
we got sandwiched
on the
between 2
Autobahn.
semi trucks.
I tell people that all the
Oh,
time, and they're
what
like,
the fuck?
that didn't happen. I'm like, I swear to
100%
God,
All right.
did.
like we got
All
accordion.
right. Well, tell us the story. What happened from your perspective?
There was a tractor trailer in front of us at like a stop sign or something like that. We were right behind them, and we were like getting onto the Autobahn or something like that.
I can't remember. Yeah,
And this tractor trailer behind us, I'm like 3 rows from the back, and I see it, and before anybody can react, it just
fucking smashed.
smashed us. The glass went
All the
Jesus.
windows blew out.
all the windows blew out. We literally got like basically accordioned.
Well,
I
we
thought the
did
people-
because the tour guide, I can't remember her name, but she was sitting in the front of the bus. She broke both of her legs. Like,
she almost died.
Jesus.
oh, dude, it was bad. Like, it wasn't like just a little fender bender.
No,
Like, we
this-
got pretty messed up.
Yeah, this made like German.
How
news.
bad
Yeah.
did that delay your shit? Oh, no shit.
I think they just brought us another bus.
They
and we
did.
Just kept
We
going.
kept partying.
Get on this one,
That's-
motherfuckers. Keep rolling.
And honestly, I don't remember it before the crash too, because it was one of those. I was still fucked up from the night before, so I was like passed out on the bus, just recovering. And the next thing I know, I'm like in the seat in front of me, like, what the hell happened?
I know. A couple of people got pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
No.
That's fucking terrible.
But our next stop was Amsterdam.
I feel like
so there's
this
nothing
this
stopping
literally needs. This should have been a National Lampoon's movie in like the 80s or some shit like that. It sounds perfect.
Dude, I mean, it was
like
a
the
crazy
story.
trip. I mean, a lot of shit happened.
Out of all my times I've went to Europe, I think it was probably my favorite, just because everything was so new, so fresh,
Mhm.
it was so
And
young.
we were young, yeah.
You know,
Dude, when we got to England too, like I was so young that I didn't even enjoy beer at that point. So like we went to a pub in England and the bartender's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And I was like, "I don't like beer. What do you got?" And she looked at me. She's like, "I'm gonna fucking slap you."
first of all, in England they're kind of weird because their beer is like not
It's warm.
It's like
Warm, yeah, it's
lukewarmish.
like room temperature.
Like
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
let
good.
that shit sit there. Don't they do that with Guinness as well? Like they kind of let it sit and kind of get down in temperature. Like it's not fully chilled in Ireland.
I don't believe.
I don't know.
I mean,
Thought I heard it.
to get a perfect pour for a Guinness, it does take 5 minutes though. So if anybody serves you one before that time,
Gotta let it
Send it
cascade.
Yeah, I guess it is gonna. It'll definitely drop the temperature in 5 minutes.
well, it's all about the
Anyway.
combination.
Yes.
Yeah, so Jim and I, we went to Europe.
That's our big adventure together. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, wild.
That's one fucking hell of an adventure, though.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
It was crazy.
Like, and this is all like brought to you by a fucking teacher at a community college.
He paid for
He
the
paid
entire
for
trip,
it.
and he gave us like $1,000 spending
Yeah.
cash,
At
too.
least.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, you need to definitely pepper that part of the story. And like, Jesus Christ, this is just like a random ass dude who just thought
I mean,
to, hey, I'm fucking loaded, and I might as well let some fucking kids
there
have a
was
good
no
time too.
dick sucking involved."
None. No one got their Dick sucked.
Hey, dude, no one
Jim was just a really,
said-
really good dude, and he was the man.
no one was even insinuating that this time in this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like
But everybody's thinking it.
We're just clarifying.
I'm
So-
just
somebody
making sure
got their
you
dick
guys
sucked.
know.
I mean, on
So-
the trip, there's a lot of dick sucking going on.
Yeah.
Well, dude, you got to pay for the ticket. You know what I mean? No one travels for free. It's cool. I get it, dude. Like, if I'm being fair, bro, I'm a whore. I definitely would have I would have looked him straight in the face and done it too, and not even care. Like, we're going to Rome. Listen, dude. Okay, cool. Well, here's the thing. Make it quick. Let's do this shit.
No, not even.
All right, Rob.
Well-
What about you? When's your first? What is your first memory of John Kuhn?
Well, so here's the thing. We all went to the same school, so I definitely remember, like, and we both
yeah,
played
but you didn't
sports,
fucking
or we
know
both
him
played
at
football
school.
and shit.
Come on.
Yep.
No, but I definitely, like, kind of knew peripherally who he was. But I guess, to be fair, I really didn't start getting to know you until Tom and Eddie's as well,
Right.
in reality.
Yep.
Like as friends and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And for sure. And then, like, the really cool part of it is branching from that pretty quickly. You were at, like, every CBAC show
Yes.
that
Number
ever
one
happened,
fan
pretty
right
much
there.
for the
Yeah.
most part.
Look at that
like,
guy.
it was almost like so when I stopped playing bass and just, like, ran around the stage like an asshole for the most part.
That was
after
my
that.
favorite part.
So, but, like, not playing the bass was fucking really, really. It was almost like, what do I do with my hands, kind of shit. You were my security blanket, sir. You made it very comfortable for me, and I do appreciate it. I think of all
appreciate
kinds
that.
of great, interesting evenings where you got far, 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 far too drunk. I recall a number of times you spilling a beer on me when trying to sing lyrics with me.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
Sounds
as
about
bad
right.
as
Yep.
you never did it that bad. It would be, like, on my foot or something, and that's fun. That's fine. Lopes one time spilled one, like, directly into my hair. Like, he, like, basically, like, wrapped his arm around me, and he's fucking taller than me. He's lanky and shit, and his beer was, like, at, like, you know, at, like, above my ear essentially, and he just was singing and having fun and far too fucking drunk, singing, like, probably Ben Weaver or some shit, and
Tales of Ben
spilled
Weaver,
it straight
actually.
up. Whatever. You know, so that's really how I every time I think of you, I think of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I think of coming to visit you in Joe Hammer Square
Mhm.
for a Christmas party,
Yep.
getting far too fucking drunk at that
And
party,
playing in my basement.
Oh fuck, we did play in your
Yeah.
basement. I forgot
In
about
my
that.
dude, it
That-
was my Christmas
That might have been
extravaganza
one of
party
my. Oh, that was so much fucking fun.
in my house
um,
at Pitt that was 750 square
Yeah.
feet, and we went through 4 kegs, and you played a concert in my basement.
That makes sense why I barely remember. I remember going there, starting it, having fun, and then I vaguely remember singing A Whole New World in the basement,
Yep.
like, well after the show when we were just being loud and stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a sketchy fucking, like, you had to, like, park all in that fucked up area.
Oh,
and-
dude, it was Well, I mean, you live in Oakland, you're gonna get stabbed if you walk in the wrong area.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely thought I was going to get stabbed there for sure. Oh, and then also you had a spot in one of the videos that we made. I think it was for, like, Billy's senior project or some shit like
I filmed
that.
the whole
But
thing. Yeah.
did you?
Mm-hmm.
But
In the storage place.
yeah,
Yeah.
at our practice space.
Yeah.
And where the fuck was that place at? Oh, that was in what's that, Island Avenue in McKees Rocks or some
Yeah.
shit. But you had your jersey on. I think your shoulder was still fucking broke
Mm-hmm.
at that point.
That was like shortly after I wrecked
That
my
shoulder's
motorcycle.
still fucking broke.
It's still fucked.
Dude, and how much of a badass you are, segue. Shortly thereafter, the Tom and Eddie's Fun and Extravaganza, you end up going to the Marine Corps. And
Yeah, we're gonna
This-
get into that pretty heavy here in a second.
I know, but I just want to tap it. I just
How
want to tap
heavy?
it real quick. Just tap it real quick. A little taparoo. Because you've talked about how many fucking things you've broken so far, your feet, and now I just brought up the shoulder. Your crazy ass went through boot camp with a busted ass scapula.
Yeah.
That
Glenoid,
yeah.
to be more
You-
accurate, but yeah.
Oh,
Same thing.
I'm sorry. What was it?
Glenoid.
It's not. Oh, well. Either way, you probably should have done less physical things in your life. Clearly, you have glass bones.
Yeah. Weak bitch.
You missed
doc-
the glass.
The doctor said it was the worst shoulder he's ever seen in his career.
And continue to say that now.
Still,
It's fucked.
So, in reality, though, like when you're at a basketball game and you want to do the wave, that left arm doesn't come up, or right arm doesn't come up at all, does it?
Nah, it's definitely a lot lower than the left arm.
Can you go like Frankenstein?
Oh, you don't get up there, kind of, but like that's it right there.
Yeah.
See, that's crazy.
Do you feel pain
Oh yeah.
just when you move it, or when you just?
Always,
I mean,
probably.
not sitting down here. It's all right.
How's the weather?
I can tell if it's gonna rain. I can tell if it's gonna rain for sure.
All of the shit that I've fucked up over the years down here, the weather changes really quick, and I'll start all of a sudden aching, and I'm like, is that shit? You know, you always heard like your grandfather and shit be like, oh, rain's coming in, you know. Now all of a sudden I'm like, oh fuck, that's how old I'm getting. I'm already able to like do a better job than Joe DiNardo at fucking predicting the weather with my knee.
my dad used to say that all the time because he had a bad hip.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
That
Fuck
is.
yeah.
It's arthritis.
Barometric pressure and arthritis.
Super interesting.
Science.
Nice. Fucking fleshy blood balloons were vulnerable as fuck.
So how long is boot camp?
Boot camp is 13 weeks. 12 of it is actually boot camp. One is called like your indoc or whatever. Indoctrination. You just kind of get the feel of what's going to be happening for the next 12 weeks.
That's the first week,
Mhm.
number 1.
Yep. And you don't have like real drill instructors or anything like that, but it's still intense or whatever.
I'm
And
sure.
then after the first week, you get your real drill instructors.
And they fucking
And then
just like
It's
movies?
game on. Yeah.
They're just chewing your fucking ass out left
All
and right.
day, every day.
Oh Christ!
Yep.
How was that?
Yeah, but for you it probably wasn't that bad. You played football in an era when you were still allowed to get verbally abused and
Yeah, for sure.
you know, kind of.
Weren't you in like the
you know,
ROTC or some shit?
I did ROTC. ROTC's not anywhere near like the real military. Like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, oh, your kids, whatever, join the military.
Right,
It's a
right.
recruiting thing, I think.
Yeah, more anything.
But I mean, boot camp is looking back at it, it's a lot of fun while you're there. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's long. You're like, why the fuck are we doing this? This is stupid.
So what? They get you up at like 6 a.m.
No, dude, like 4 a.m.
4 a.m. What time
4
do you get to
a.m.
bed? Like 9 or 10?
Yeah, like 9. Probably 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But, I mean, even, like, when you're sleeping, too, you're not sleeping because you have fire watches for an hour or 2 hours every night, too. So, it's miserable while you're there. But looking back, I mean, you do a lot of cool shit, too.
So, what is like your last week of boot camp the worst?
The last week is the best.
Because you're just like, okay, I'm there.
Yeah, because, I mean, you did the Crucible at that point. So that's
Yeah,
like
you're all done
your
with the
final-
Crucible.
Yep, boot camp's kind of over.
What's the
Explain.
Crucible?
Yeah, you gotta explain that.
So the Crucible is like your culminating event of boot camp. So I mean, you worked up to this point. You end up marching. It's like 60 miles. You're doing all this. It's
Jesus Christ.
3 or 4 days long.
Jesus.
Oh,
fuck.
dude, it's a lot, man.
I'm assuming with like full packs.
You got a pack on, your full combat load. So you got your Kevlar, your helmet, your flak, your rifle, ammunition, whatever. And you're marching out. It's 3 or 4 days long.
Those packs are over 100 pounds too, right?
Oh, they're heavy, yeah. I mean, you got everything you got to live
Yeah.
for however long. So you go out, you're it's a couple days doing whatever, some training. You come back, but that's the best part when you get back to Paris Island.
You eat like a motherfucker.
You eat like a motherfucker. You get your EGA at sunrise. I mean, that's still one of my most favorite memories of all time is getting my EGA.
What's that?
Your
Which
Eagle
is?
An anchor.
Oh.
I mean, that's when you're officially like a Marine when you come back from the Crucible.
Oh, that's cool.
So they make it a big event, like you're at the Iwo Jima
That's awesome.
monument, and your drill instructor comes up, shakes your hand, gives you your EGA, and says like, you earned this, you did a good job. And it's really cool.
That's
It's really
badass.
special. They play the national anthem, and it's really cool as the sun's coming up. It's awesome. So,
That's badass.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this mustache real quick?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Get off topic, but let's talk about that mustache.
Yeah, I think it's right on topic because
You know what, John? If you could just lift your face a little bit above the microphone, kind of. Wow, that's rough. Okay, continue. Dude, he looks like Sergeant Slaughter. Like he looks like
that is kind of a Sergeant Slaughter mustache, Rob.
He is totally he's got a Sergeant Slaughter look going right now. John has no clue. He's just
is that a
bit
wrestling
too
dude?
young.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I never got into wrestling.
Yeah, it
would have been before your time. It would have been like late '80s WCW shit. I think WC. We need Grimace for that one to know for sure. But well, either way.
Yeah, and he was definitely well into
John,
the '90s.
I would like to touch on something. Hey guys, Charlie especially. Shut up.
Yes, sir.
John, I would like to talk about. Let's rewind just for half a second here before you went to boot camp. I'm glad his microphone just clipped. That's such a good occasion. So before you left, you had the best going away party I've ever been to in the
yacht
entirety
party
of my life.
Oh my god!
Yes.
So can you do a solid
barely
and run
remember
us
it,
through
but
that a
go
little
ahead.
bit?
I don't think you
Because I honestly
made it on the boat.
I was on the boat.
One of the last things I remember is Charlie throwing up off the side of the boat, and
at
then
like 6
me,
p.m.
me just constantly
It was still
apologizing
daylight.
to your mom. John, do you remember me standing in cake and then apologizing to your mom about it? And she's like, "Honey, it's cool. Just basically get the fuck off the cake, and everything will be fine." And I just stood there and kept going, "I'm so sorry."
No.
Yeah, she probably doesn't either, or at least I fucking hope not.
No,
But
I doubt it.
So paint that picture for us a little bit here, because that's pretty intense.
It was I think a week or two before I went to boot camp, and I was gonna throw a banger to get all my friends
and it was a banger
to come hang out. It's a going away party.
This was no. Don't slide into that so lightly. Here,
This
John,
was
if you could, please.
Fox-
this was a fucking
Fox
yacht,
Chapel
dude.
Yacht Club, the biggest yacht at Fox Chapel Yacht
Yep.
Club.
Oh, we did it right.
The man, the myth,
we did it for real.
Mr. Bailey hooked it
Mr.
up.
Bailey,
and,
yeah. I mean, this
Imagine,
boat, I mean,
imagine
that was huge.
any beer you wanted, any liquor you wanted, it was all there. Great food.
Yeah.
I went with
line
him to
that-
buy.
line
I mean, we
that-
spent like $1,000 on beer.
Oh,
and liquor.
yeah.
I mean, it was.
that
It
he
was
was a
no
Marine,
holds.
correct?
He was a Marine, and he had a lot to do with why I joined the Marines too. And he was awesome. He was a big influence on my life. And he had some money or whatever. And he had this freaking a yacht. I mean, it was huge. I mean, it's a double two
Wait,
stories.
can we take a sidebar real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Bill, John, and myself started a landscaping company called Tripod, but John's the only one who ever did any of the landscaping.
Tripod turned into one pod. Real quick.
Unicycle.
I cut like 2 yards with you one day.
I mean, I made some money doing that stuff for sure,
yeah,
and nobody ever helped me.
Yeah, I guess we bailed.
That happened to me.
Makes sense. Why?
But
you
anyways,
make money.
That's how I met
Bailey's
Bailey,
yard
though.
was one
Yeah.
of the yards.
That's how I met Bailey, and got to know him pretty well. And he let us use his yacht for my going away party. I mean,
oh my god, incredible!
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, this thing had.
He
a
didn't just
sliding
let us
board.
use it, bro. He let us abuse the
Oh,
fuck.
I mean,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
we-
they were fucking the little yacht club
I mean, we didn't
workers
break
were yelling
anything.
at us all night.
And he was like, "Fuck you!
People
I
were
paid so much
complaining.
goddamn money for this to be
Oh,
here." And,
Why?
I'm not
That-
joking when I say it was the biggest yacht at Fox Chapel Yacht Club.
yeah,
That's legit.
John, I remember like it's one of the few things that I remember really clearly from that evening because I drank far too fucking much. But I remember the yacht club people came for like their final attempt to like shut us the fuck up and tell us to stop jumping off the boat and shit.
There was a sliding
standing
board
by the
off the
door.
back.
yeah.
Yeah, like fuck you. Of course we're gonna go up and then I remember eventually he like let a couple people just jump off the fucking side and shit. He was really rad. He let us have.
Didn't
a lot
Artie
of fun.
swim under the boat?
Probably.
That
I
sounds
just
right.
remember,
Yeah.
like, at that point, Bailey couldn't walk very well. Like, he had a cane, and he just kind of, like, hobbled everywhere.
Yeah.
And some yacht person came over, and he's like, if you guys go off that sliding board to jump off the boat one more time, we're going to have a serious problem. He stood up. He's like, if you come on my boat again, I'm going to drop kick your ass. And I was like, holy fuck.
That's exactly that is the part I wanted you to say. Thank you. That was setting you up for that. That
Yeah.
dude was so cool, man. There was like I'll never forget. I'm a fucking broke ass Verona kid, man. There was giant things of fucking shrimp. I was just shoving them
Yeah.
in my face. Like I can't believe how many shrimp there are
Yep.
here.
He went full Bubba.
Oh, dude.
But yeah, I came in hard and fast that night.
I think the party started at 5 and you were done by 6:30 probably.
At least 15, 15.
I do remember throwing up over the side. I mean, I was there long
I
enough.
was at 7:30.
We were jumping off the side, swimming in the river, and eating all kinds of shit, and drinking so much. And I just started.
I stayed sober enough that I never jumped off the. I was sober enough that I didn't jump off the boat because I don't swim that well. So I definitely would have done it if I was drunk enough.
I chipped my tooth actually going down the slide.
There it is. I was waiting for something.
Yeah, that was a good night.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a good send off.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and emotional as fuck. Like, it was just like our little buddy's going off, and he's gonna do some badass shit. And we got to have this gnarly party. And the cool thing was, like, I think everybody there was like super aware of how fortunate we were to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Like, normally it would be like in somebody's backyard at best. You know?
Yeah.
That was fucking
well, yeah,
cool
because
shit.
I went out, like, we Googled like the proper boating rules and attires. Like, you're supposed to have soft sole.
Oh yeah,
soft sole shoes.
I remember
you
you
got
doing
Sperry's
this.
on, I think, right?
As long as they're soft
Yeah.
sole. But and then like you're supposed to ask permission to come aboard.
Yep.
And all that stuff. But I had some fancy shorts, and I had a button-down shirt with a little...
Didn't you have a pocket square?
I did have a pocket square.
As I was sitting there beer bonging a icy light.
But yeah,
I believe I had a sleeveless t-shirt on. He came in a fucking, like short-ass khaki shorts and no socks and some Sperry's.
Chuck's ready to go
with his balls.
But no, I was just backing Rob's point. Like, we realized what a nice time it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You did it the proper way,
we would
though.
normally do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it by not breaking shit. Charlie did it by dressing appropriately and throwing up off the side of the boat.
Like a gentleman.
I didn't throw up
like
on
a
the
fucking
boat, you know?
Hey, dude, and you cleaned your face off with the pocket square like a fucking gentleman, dude. It was beautiful.
Honestly,
I wasn't hating. I was just saying.
I can't even talk shit because I threw up in Chuck's backyard in May.
Yeah,
like
May of 2021. That's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
We went a little hard on Memorial Day.
Oh yeah,
It's for the troops, all right? What the fuck?
It's for the truth.
this man was wasted.
Don't judge me, Rob.
That's dude, not judging at all.
Rob's gonna judge
Listen,
you.
of all the fucking people in the world, I have nothing to stand on my end, Jimmy. Less than a year ago, I was blacked out on your floor with no pants on.
Yeah, we
So-
remember.
That's true.
I know you do. I'm glad you do because I don't. I had no clue. I'm the one that woke up with no pants on. You know what I mean? I'm looking.
For a going away party in Platinum was really good.
I got invited to.
All right, we're recording again.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, cool. Thanks for
7:40.
that.
Wait, what? Well,
3, 2, 1, go.
so me and Jimmy went down to the lot one night, and he went. Was it Black Label or Blue Label?
It was this. It was this exact thing.
Which is the cheaper one?
The cheaper one, and they were selling this for I think like 50 or
No,
80,
it was like 75.
$75 or $80
for like 2 fingers.
Yeah,
A glass? What?
Yeah,
down
for
at
a
the
glass.
lot. It was crazy because I was like, I want some scotch.
Yeah, it was Johnny Walker Black Label.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was Black Label too.
I know it's very expensive down there.
Everything.
that's-
It's
Yeah.
like so.
Is
overpriced.
Rob here?
Yeah.
Did you say $80 for 2 fingers?
Yes, maybe 3 fingers, but yes.
Holy
I have
shit!
a cigar locker down there, and I haven't been there in probably 2
Oh
or 3
yeah,
years.
you still have a locker.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
don't-
cool.
We are recording again. I don't know where we left off, but we'll just keep rolling here.
Yeah, we just roll with
Do
it.
it live.
Okay, so what I wanted to get into is what happens after boot camp. What do you do then? Do you get to pick a specialty? Do you want to be like, I want to fucking drive tanks. I want to be a fucking sniper.
You actually know that before you go to boot camp. Before you go to boot camp, when you're with a recruiter or whatever, you pick what you want to do. So I want to drive a truck or whatever. I want to be a cook or whatever.
No shit.
But it's based on your
before you-
aptitude, though, right?
Yes, I mean you have to take a test, and depending on how well you score on a test, it depends on what jobs you can do. Huh? This or the other one? That one. That's good. So I mean, like people who are less smart, less intelligent, get jobs like admin or driving trucks or something like that.
Basic shit.
Yeah.
So what do the intelligent people do? They're like officers and shit like that?
No, you have to have a college degree to be an officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So intelligent people do intelligence.
Huh.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a biased statement
Why?
because you did intelligence and you weren't just a grunt.
You smart.
I tested well on the ASVAB, fucker. I would have been a Marine too if I only had another kidney.
Yeah.
So what job did you choose?
I did signals intelligence.
So
Pretty-
what's that mean? You're trying to
Anything that like
Yeah, talking over our
puts a
head and
signal
shit.
out, like radios, cell phones,
so you're picking up chatter.
chatter. Yep.
Riding on
Battle-
them airwaves.
Yep. Battlefield atmospherics. You can really paint the picture of a battlefield. You know.
So how the hell do you do that? Do you know Farsi or Arabic?
I don't. We have linguists attached to us.
So you're like, motherfucker, what
That-
this guy say?
Yep. Exactly.
That dude, that's the job that I wish I would have like had some ambition and stuff early in life to do. I find that shit so fascinating.
It's
It's like
crazy
one of the
interesting.
random things that I watch on YouTube like crazy.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
So you're not the guy that's going out on patrols.
Oh,
like,
dude, we were. I mean,
Straight up.
Oh, every day. Yeah.
I mean, as a Marine,
As-
you do that regardless, right?
Well, and
Like,
signals
To
intelligence
to a
too.
point.
If a dude's on a radio saying like, "Oh, dude, I see the Marines. They're walking here," like people want to know that. Like that's our whole
sure.
job
Oh,
is
yeah,
to say like, yeah,
yeah.
they're talking about us. They see us, whatever. So I mean, yeah, patrolling
That's
every day.
badass.
Yeah.
So where did you serve?
I deployed 3 times: Iraq, Afghanistan, and Yemen.
Jesus Christ. the
Yeah.
Jesus.
trifecta.
Yeah, the trifecta.
Yeah.
Yemen
But
was
what nice vacations, you know?
yeah,
I hear there's great beaches.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
It's hot.
Nice nice spiders and did you ever see any of those or what the fuck are they called?
Camel
spiders or
Yeah.
something?
and
Oh, they're
hopefully Peter doesn't
that-
listen to your podcast, but we
Yeah, I doubt that
if you turn an aerosol can upside down, it freezes or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we found a camel spider and we froze it, and I mean it's huge. I mean, dude, it's bigger than my hand.
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Big, scary.
Ugh.
Dude, I wondered because there was like so many pictures floating around on the internet at like the beginning of the war, and like you would see these like soldiers holding like like a bag or some shit, and laying on top of it would be this massive like tan,
Dude, they get as big as a football.
awful looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about how big they looked on
Yeah.
these pictures, and I was just praying and hoping that wasn't actual size. Like
Yeah,
they
What
were,
do they eat? Like small rodents?
Dude, yeah.
Like anything?
Honestly,
fucking
yeah.
people, bro.
It was crazy too. I mean, because what they do is, I mean, whenever they kill like a small rodent or whatever, they lay their eggs. They eat
Right.
it and then they lay their eggs in it too.
Ugh.
You know,
Oh no, fuck
Fucking
that shit.
nasty,
You
dude.
firebomb that shit immediately. Fuck
It's
that
like
thing.
straight out
I'm
of
glad
Aliens.
what the most terrifying thing is too, because I mean, it's so hot out there. So like, if they find like shade or whatever, like your
Oh
shadow,
no.
they it looks like they're
Yeah.
chasing you, but they're trying to get into your shadow. to
Nope.
Stay cool.
Yeah,
So they're like
that's-
falling. It's freaky.
Bro, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
with a side of fucking no.
I'm
Yeah.
with Rob here.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
No, thank
Listen,
you.
I would have just been walking around with I would have found the only can of Aquanet in that whole fucking place. And I've just been walking around with a lighter and Aquanet just for the fucking simple fact of just giving a little homage
Give
to
a little
the
torch of World War II.
yeah. Fucking dude, Jesus.
So what was your most challenging tour?
Definitely Yemen. My last deployment.
Why?
So I was in Yemen in 2014 and 15. We were there there's a coup going on. Like Yemen
Yeah.
actually got
Mm.
taken over by Houthi rebels,
Uh-huh.
and it was crazy. So we were there protecting the U.S. embassy in Yemen, and
Jesus.
I mean it got so bad that all the government officials, they all got evacuated. So we were there pretty much
On
protecting.
your own?
We were protecting an empty building at that point.
Oh, Christ.
Oh,
So it
fucking
was-
hell.
We had my team. We had 6 Marines, along with infantry platoon, which is about 35 Marines, and then we had a Navy SEAL team and some CIA guys protecting this building. And I mean, it was bad. There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube about it. I mean, it was full
Taking
of,
pot shots at you guys and everything.
Oh, they blew a hole in our wall. Fucking, I mean, we got
RPG?
overrun. I actually don't know what it was. I mean, it might have been RPG. Yeah.
Wow, dude,
I mean, we got overrun. Like it was fucked up.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What about between Afghanistan and Iraq? Which was the worst?
Afghanistan. For me, my experiences.
Why?
We saw a lot of combat in Afghanistan.
What part of Afghanistan?
I was in Helmand Province.
Oh, Helmand's awesome shit.
Yeah. I was in Musikala, Kajaki, Sangin, kind of all over the place in there. But I mean, we saw some action there. It was bad.
I've seen so many, like, and, you know, some of the movies are more real than others, it looks like. Were you guys, like, in a valley or anything? Where was your base?
So I was kind of all over the place. One of them I was up on top of a mountain for a couple months. I mean, that was crazy too. We actually ran out of water. The water that we were getting was it was like Afghanistan produced bottled water or whatever, and they told us to stop drinking it because they found shit in the water. I mean, it was shit water.
Oh yeah,
like stop drinking the water. I'm like, oh, that's cool, dude. It's 130 degrees outside. What do you want us to do?
Yeah, drink my own piss.
Yeah.
Can we just stick it outside in front of like over top of a rock for a minute? Let that shit boil. I'll drink that motherfucker.
The shit water I drank on bike trip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fuck.
You don't want any of that. GR dialysis.
For a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you poop like 11 times in one day, Chuck?
It was.
Well, these motherfuckers. Yes, Rob. These motherfuckers broke into the Porta-John and took a picture of me.
You gotta first of all explain what bike trip was too. I mean,
all right.
Yeah, let's run that back.
Yeah,
this is more enjoyable. Let's do some fun shit.
This is another great trip.
All right. So
yeah, this is beautiful.
The year was 2007. I know that because
because
Jenny was pregnant with Lana at the time. So it was May of 2007. We decided,
from Tom and Eddie's, the pizza crew.
Tom and Eddie's crew.
I still regret so much not going on this. I even had the bike. I just didn't do it.
Yeah. Although we failed our mission, we still had a really great time.
Yeah.
Me, John.
We should revisit someday.
Me, John, Bill, Artie, and Chris Pursuti decided we were going to ride the Rails to Trails. Half of it is the Allegheny Trail, and then it changes to the Cumberland Trail?
Yeah,
from
Cumberland,
there?
I think. Yeah,
but it goes
from Pittsburgh to DC.
Yeah, you can ride a bike trail from Pittsburgh all the way to DC.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, it is really
cool.
We decided to partake in this journey. We started in Connellsville.
Yep.
And it was the five of us. We had a really great time.
We're going to ride our bikes from Connellsville to D.C. and take a train back. It was the plan.
That was the plan.
Yep.
Rob, something's up with your headphones, your mic or something.
Nope.
No.
I'm going to pause it. That mouse is working.
Yep, bike trip. And 3, 2, 1.
We're already, thanks,
on
Rob.
on the bike trip.
So you started in Connellsville. Where'd you get to?
Okay. Sorry, we had.
I was going to ask about
I
want to ask about your cool haircut. You made it awkward now, you fucker.
For bike trip, I think we planned something like unrealistic too.
Oh, you talking about my hair on bike trip?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. Wow.
All right.
Duh. See.
Okay, I see where you're going. You caught me off guard there. All right, that's fair. That's fair. I have.
Yeah. We'll talk about me. Oh, we're talking about me. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do that.
What happened to Rob? What's he doing? Anyway, my hair on bike trip. I had my sisters do braids. How it was like
crackhead braids,
like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, they weren't. It wasn't cornrows. It wasn't cornrows, but it was braids, like dreadlock type braids.
It was more like Weird Al.
Pretty ethnic. Like you'd probably get in trouble now if you had them.
Yeah. It was like borderline.
Possibly.
It was like it was on some white boy Coolio shit / kind of sort of braids.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know why.
Were you
because
appropriating?
You didn't tell anybody you're gonna do that. You just showed up to bike trip like with your hair like that, and then we were like, "Whoa!"
Nice.
It just
okay. So that's happening.
So who's Chris Prizzuti? Was that
He was our boss at Tom and Eddie's.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
Yeah,
you know who he is.
Yeah, I know.
You son of a bitch.
I know him very well.
The one who made Greg fire you.
Son of a bitch.
I liked him. I mean, he was always nice to me.
All right. So anyway, we started in Connellsville. Our mission was what? We gave ourselves 3
I think it's like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I think 3 or 4 days.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It was like 370 miles.
Yeah, it was pretty
So far.
It wasn't like just a stroll down the street.
Well, and the thing is, from Pittsburgh to Cumberland is all uphill.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it's a very very
low grade.
We're talking about like 0.2%. But
you're still going uphill.
After 100 miles or so,
Takes
you're
away.
like,
Starts to feel it in the
you're like,
thighs.
oh, this is
Christ.
uphill.
Can we also say too that nobody trained for this at all? I mean, we were all
We
just-
rode our bikes around Oakmont a little bit.
I bought a bike at Walmart for $100 and just fucking
Yeah.
slapped some
Yeah,
fucking tents on
No,
it.
I did the same thing. I
Didn't
I
your
had a
shit
Huffy.
break down
Yeah.
like half the time?
Well, we had
Didn't
a,
you-
a
That-
bunch of
that's a whole
breakdowns.
different story with
We had a
Bill.
bunch of breakdowns.
But John, we rode around Oakmont a little bit. Remember you went chasing after a train one night because
Yeah.
you love trains so
A
much?
half a mile.
Yeah. Not exactly training.
No, you're right. But we were riding around Oakmont, and John sees a train. He's like, I want to go see where the train's going. I'm like, all right,
All right,
dude.
cool.
Actually, dude, I have pictures of you hammered ass drunk on the train in Oakmont.
With Jenny.
Oh,
You
my
God.
Yeah.
I cannot believe you remember it. You were
Oh,
hammered.
dude, yeah.
That,
Jesus
they
Christ.
both were hammered.
Yeah. We broke
Yeah.
into a train.
Getting those two home
Yeah,
was
yeah, valid
tough.
We broke into
That was-
like a real train. Oh boy.
It was fucking straight up hurting cats the entire way through Oakmont.
That was after Kelly and Duffy's wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we ended up at Mike's wife's place.
Just thought of another story, but we gotta keep going with bike trip here. I got another story.
All right, bike trip. So we made it as far as Myersdale plus maybe 10, 20 miles from there.
Yeah. We were about like halfway to DC, I think.
Well, we didn't make it to Cumberland. But the last night we
Do you remember the actual story? What actually happened?
with Chris.
With Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell?
No, go ahead. Because I was pissed.
No.
Was that on the last night when we slept in the tunnel?
I think that was like the turning point where everyone was like kind of pissed off at that point, too. Yeah.
So we planned this trip for so many days, and then
For so many days. That was serious for us. If
Yeah,
we planned it for
literally.
a couple days, I mean,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
were for
yeah.
real. We're gonna
okay,
do
but
it.
then a couple days into the trip, Chris, who was our boss at the time, somehow, some way, that's another story. He tells us, "Well, I have to be back at work on Monday for a meeting," and it's like Saturday night at this time, and we're like, "All right, dude."
What?
Oh, dude, we were
That's-
pissed.
He said, and then he's like, "I knew we were never going to make it, so we're just going to turn back now."
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And we were like, okay, well, I guess that's that.
Yeah.
So then the last night that, well, because we did spend one night in Yoder's motel.
Mm-hmm. Because Artie's knee got so
That was
big. His knee
yeah,
was as big as
that was
freaking
that was
watermelon.
after we turned back. Though.
Yeah.
So I guess it would have been the second night we spent in the tunnel. Because the
'Cause
the first night we camped down by like a creek.
There's a creek, yeah.
Yeah.
And it rained in our
That's where I got my
Oh,
shit
shit.
water from.
Yeah. And the second night was we were in the tunnel or whatever, but it was
because
it was
our
cold.
Well, it was me. Artie was sleeping with Chris.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So it was me, you, and Bill. Our tent. It was pouring down rain. Our tent was leaking
the whole time.
So
Oh,
we
fuck
had
that.
to abandon our tent.
Yeah.
We went into there's a like a mile long tunnel. Like these are all Rails to Trails Conservancy, so they're old train routes. So there's a tunnel which was pretty close to where we camped. So we went to the entrance of the tunnel and we
Just to be
just
dry.
we huddled together like
I mean, because the wind was whipping through that tunnel.
Christ.
I mean,
like
it was
we
cold
like
too.
we had to use
This is a
you know, our
survivalist action.
Oh, dude.
no, we had to use our body
That's
heat.
crazy.
We literally snuggled together.
Chuck
of
had
us-
to suck him off.
Yeah, but
The three of
Who
us
got to
got
be the
huddled
middle?
together, and we put our
Who got to
bikes
be the
in
middle?
like a triangle or whatever. We put our ponchos over our bikes to try and block the
nice.
wind.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that
It
people
was
going
horrible.
by were like, "Are you guys okay?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, because like, when the
We're all
sun
right.
when the sun came up in the morning, like 6 a.m., 7 a.m., like people, were riding the trail,
Yeah,
and they would drive by us and be like, "These guys are
they're
fucked."
not okay.
Like we're still huddling, trying to keep warm, waiting for
Where was that?
Chris and Artie, who are sleeping on an air mattress
Yeah,
in
that's
their
right. Yeah.
perfectly dry tent.
Oh, we gotta go home. We have a meeting. Fuck you, dude.
Wait, quick question.
Yeah.
Why in the motherfuck did a bunch of grown-ass men go, oh, okay, we'll go back with you? Why didn't you keep going?
Dude, we weren't grown ass men. We were.
I think
like,
I was like 18 at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
Yeah,
makes
well,
me 21, 22.
All right, continue.
So what was the real story? Why did Chris really have to go back?
For a meeting,
I
it
think he
worked.
really did, and he
Yeah.
just he's just
That's
an
the real
asshole like
story.
that,
He
yeah.
just didn't.
He didn't tell us anything. I never thought we were gonna make it in the first place. Like, fuck you.
Thanks for fucking having hope, you
But-
ass.
My least
Was
favorite
that
employee.
Meyersdale that we stayed in? The
Meyersdale.
nicest
I liked
place
him. He was always cool.
in the world.
Okay, Rob.
Yeah.
So-
Okay, Rob.
No, I'm being serious. I'm not going to talk shit on someone who was nice to me. Fuck that.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Myersdale, the friendliest town in the world, right?
Bunch of broken down bikers pulled up into Meyersdale.
So the day after we decided to turn back,
Did it rain the entire trip? I feel like now I'm thinking about this. I mean, it had to have pretty much.
yeah, and it was cold at night still. I mean, it was end of spring, so it wasn't like
Yeah.
summer weather.
Right.
So we turned back and we went back to Myersdale, which is a small little town in central western PA.
Yeah.
Like
small town.
small town.
Like it's got a post office and like
the first stop we went to was the laundromat to dry our clothes.
that's where we went to, and
'Cause
we met that nice lady.
We were soaked, and there was a lady there doing her laundry.
Yep.
And she just felt so bad for us. She went.
We were
out-
literally standing there in our underwear.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
our clothes were being
'cause
dried.
We were drying our clothes. So she's doing her laundry. She leaves, and then she comes back with donuts and big bags of chips.
And clothes. She's like, my son's
She's
like
like,
your size.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I
That's
got
so
these for
nice.
you
Yeah,
guys.
it was,
like
weird.
but
like, awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, I just like, if I have kids, so if my kids are ever in this position, I hope somebody helps them. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that's really nice of
That's
you.
considerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And then we stayed at a place called
Yoder's
Motel.
Straight out of Amish town.
Oh, dude, it was 100%.
Yoder is like the most Amish name there
Yeah.
is.
And we got 2 rooms.
Yep.
Again, it was
The three
why?
of us.
How did Artie always get stuck with Chris? Was that his choice or?
A little creepy
I wasn't
if you ask
complaining
me.
about it. I was hanging out with my 2 best friends. I didn't care.
Do we have that picture of us in
Yeah.
bed together?
You
Yeah.
just drew the short straw. That's how that
I
happened.
think so. But yeah, Artie's knee was the size of a softball.
It was huge.
So how did he get home if his knee was all fucked
He kept
up?
pushing.
We just kept riding.
So,
That
who's-
looks not healthy, so just get on your bike and keep going.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Call somebody, I guess.
So
I mean, it's not that far away.
So I think
In a car.
our total trip was 4 days, I think. And I think it took us 3 days to get, the uphill part to where we stopped at, and it took us 1.5 days to get back.
But we were so close to getting to the downhill part.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's the difference though.
But
I mean,
like you can vouch for this. The ride back,
so much easier. It took us 3 days to get to where
You
we
can
were,
almost
and a day and a
coast.
half to get back.
you could almost coast.
Yeah. Big
Um,
difference.
Do we want to get into the whole story about Bill and his spokes and
I mean,
taking a ride
another
with a
good
stranger?
Samaritan helped us on that trip. So
Good thing he was a good Samaritan and not a serial killer.
I thought for a while he got kidnapped, and-
Murdered.
Yeah, he was gone for a minute.
Yeah. So we this was before all that other stuff we just talked about. But Bill's
His spokes
spokes
broke.
kept breaking
Yeah.
off of his wheels. So we stopped at there's a little bicycle repair shop kind of place.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, "Oh, well, I don't have spokes for this or
To
a
say a
wheel."
repair shop is, it was a shack that had
Yeah, on the side
some
of the trail.
WD-40 or whatever.
Right.
It wasn't really a a shop.
And he was like, well, I think Bill still owes him money too. He's like, well, I don't have the wheel or the spokes or whatever for this, but I can ride you to like the next town over and we can get stuff there.
It was like in Somerset, PA that he had to drive to, which is like 80 miles away from where we were.
Jesus.
And Bill's like, all right, I'll go.
This dude drove him like a really far distance.
And like none of us went with him.
Yeah. It was just
we were just like, all right, Bill, we're going to go get lunch now. And we did. We went to some little diner or whatever. We got some sandwiches.
Yeah. And Bill was gone for like the next 4 hours.
Yeah, a few hours later, Bill comes back with new wheels for his bike.
It's like, I got my stuff. Like, oh,
It's better that than
Good.
a shallow grave. So how was it being with Chris for 4 days straight?
I mean, it was good for me because I didn't have to deal with him because I was with Chuck and Bill in my tent.
Did you have a good relationship with Chris?
It was always on and off with him, I think.
I feel like
Because, well, here's the
tolerated
thing.
it, yeah.
The kind of boss he is, he's not the kind of boss that says, oh, good job, Chuck.
Oh,
good,
never.
Good job, John.
He's gonna micromanage everything
guys,
too. Like,
you guys did really nice.
Oh, yeah, he
you
would.
guys did really nice work tonight.
yeah.
So
No,
he would never do it, but he would always
Hey, this
Criticize.
pan's got a little something.
he
on
would
here.
always point something out that was fucked up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it any better. Yeah, that's exact. And that gets so old so fast.
Yeah.
Like stuff like stocking the Pepsi cooler. Like
Yeah. Oh, the labels aren't facing front. Like, okay, asshole.
Yeah.
What else? I ran into him not that long ago at Giant Eagle in Verona.
oh
And,
really?
Yeah, and he spent the whole time talking about how he's single now and he's living his best life. He has a gym in his living room and he's driving this $75,000 Jeep. And I'm like, oh,
Who wants
so
a
you have
gym in the
you have-
living room?
Only him.
Chris? Yeah,
Yeah.
But I
What
was
about
like,
the TV,
I was like,
man?
so I'm glad to see that nothing's changed.
Is Rob still here?
I'm here.
He's quiet.
You got quiet again. I don't know.
I guess I didn't work with him enough to see any of that shit. He was always I just like came and went. I guess I just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, I did not get along with him
Yeah,
one bit.
I did because I had to.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree. I mean, he is your boss. So you got to show him respect. But just like the kind of shit.
And I
that-
do feel bad talking shit because he was.
No, he's a good dude. I mean,
he wasn't ever mean.
I never hated him. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
hate
right.
him. Yeah,
He wasn't ever mean to me,
Right.
but he wasn't ever like nice either.
sure.
You know?
And you know how fucked up that is for you? How long did you work there?
Well, 2003. I worked in the shop from 2003 to 2007. I worked in the bakery. Well, I went back and forth from the bakery to the shop a couple times from 2007 to 2012. So
That's what I mean.
Almost 10 years.
That's what I mean. You worked there a hell of a long time.
Well, you know what's like
He should have been kissing your ass.
another thing that's fucked up is they offered me like to work with Chris, like doing the food shows and whatnot, and I went with him a few times, and it was fine. But like, they never followed through,
Yeah,
and I don't think that was Chris. I think that was the other two jabronis in the office who,
who were bang. I can't remember their names, but they were
George
bang.
and Tammy.
Yeah.
They're long gone. I think they got fired because they were stealing money from the company.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever actually saw those people. I just always heard they existed.
Hold on, Rob. We gotta pause. Play.
Playing.
Okay,
Like-
we're back. More technical difficulties.
All right, we got 20
Hey,
minutes on our timer.
Listen, if I go out again, I'll just sign language to John for now on. He can interpret. It's all good.
It's the only sign language I know right there.
Yeah, that
He
works.
gave the peace sign just for our listeners
Yeah.
out there.
This is an audio medium. He gave the peace sign.
Yeah, that's exactly what that was, or at least for some folks.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stank.
So how long were you in the military total?
Just under 10 years.
Just under 10 years?
Yeah.
Why'd you decide to get out?
I didn't decide to get out. My
Injuries?
shoulder got that bad after all the deployments or whatever that I couldn't fulfill the Marine Corps needs anymore. So got medically retired at 10 years.
Nah.
It's pretty cool.
No.
So
I mean,
You got
yeah, I
out
mean,
of the
it
Marines?
is. I mean, but If it was up to me, I'd still be in the Marine Corps right now. Yeah.
You wanted to be a lifer.
Yeah, I liked it.
What do you do now?
I work for Boeing, doing some.
He's a fucking CIA agent.
That's
so
all he can
You
say.
never know.
And
Totally
that's all he
is,
can
dude.
say.
Yeah,
He knows where the
he's
bodies are
NSA
buried.
all the way.
He did work for NSA.
I did work at the NSA for 5 years.
And that's all he can say.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He's a
So-
he's
so-
a badass.
All right, this has nothing to do with NSA. John, are aliens real, and if so, where are they
They
hiding?
have to be, right? I mean, so-
Obviously, they're real.
They have to be.
That was yeah, clearly. Yeah, it's stupid. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in the time that you were in the military and out there, like all of these videos and stuff are coming out that people have seen stuff, and you hear that it's coming out more often. That a lot of more people are seeing shit. Military people, not just yokels
A lot
that
of
are fucking
pilots.
out in the woods.
Yeah.
a lot of pilots.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this is stuff that like I really I dig on. I won't get all weird and conspiracy and shit, but did you ever hear of anybody like around you within the people that you knew that
Nope, I haven't.
Damn it.
Unfortunately,
No
yeah.
aliens in the desert.
No.
well then again you did you are a former NSA employee, so I don't trust you anymore.
It's part of the machine.
And you know what, dude? I'm such a boring motherfucker that I hope like all those fucking crazy bastards that are like they're listening, which probably.
How
But
many
I
of
hope
our
that-
text messages have you seen?
What do you mean?
Like ones that weren't sent to you,
I don't know. what
like
you're talking
between
about.
us.
I don't know.
Listen. It's like this. If you're sending
All
some
right,
shit
all right,
that
all
you're
right.
really so
Wait.
wor-
Wait, let me put it
if
this
you're
way:
if you're
Snowden, traitor or not?
yeah, good question.
Uh,
You're retired. Answer it honestly, you son of a bitch.
Still employed though.
Traitor or patriot? Let's put it that way.
He's a
I think
patriot.
Patriot.
yeah. I mean, honestly, that's a really hard question.
That's a
It is.
fucked up question. It's a hard fucked
I
up
think I
question because
lean
he took
towards
an oath.
more of a traitor only because I work in that field. So I think he did more harm than good from my point of perspective.
But then
But
again,
I mean, I
that's the same.
understand
that's
everything too. So
That's the same rationale we use for our government officials anyway. So it's
Well,
all
they're
good,
they're all crooked. So
But exactly. So like it's like what he did was obviously the right thing to do. But however, in doing that,
But
it'd
it
be like
also wasn't.
yeah, I mean, there's a good argument both
I see
both
both
ways.
sides also.
Yeah,
it's
There's
a
good argument
very
both ways.
obvious. It's split straight down the middle. There's a very obvious argument in both
I
directions.
mean, I work in that field, so it affects kind of what I do. So that's why I lean that
I
way.
and I understand the importance of it for sure, but at the same time,
And the movie was really good.
Actually, I haven't watched it.
It was pretty good.
Nah.
I mean, who knows how accurate it is, but it was good.
it's probably not at all. I've listened to his interviews and stuff. That's about it.
He's where?
But at the
He's
same-
in Moscow right
He's-
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
still in Mother
he's
Russia.
gonna be there for forever.
That's miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
I
never
don't-
coming back.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming home.
no way.
No,
There's no pardon waiting for him ever.
Yeah,
no.
And for obvious reasons. I mean, you can't just pardon one whenever the next one comes down the line. It's like, well, but what about? No, we can't do that. Sorry, that's not how government works. And plus, dude blew the fuck out of their spot too. It's like, all right, you can't go telling people our secrets and shit, you son of a bitch. All right, we got to do something about you. You're not coming home.
Yep.
At least we're not like all the
Well,
other
fuck,
countries
I
that
don't
have killed
think it-
through
I
your
don't-
generations, right?
I don't think anybody was really like surprised by it. Like,
No, for
No,
fuck's
but-
sake, the
I mean,
movie
like-
Enemy of
No,
the
In
obviously.
movies, you see that stuff all the
Yeah,
time.
like-
yeah,
like
Enemy of
I
the
don't
State came
care.
out in,
Like
like,
you guys can
2001.
read my text messages. Like if you want to see me and my
Yeah,
wife fight about shit, that's fine. Like,
I love the idea of like it's like people are like, oh, do you use like a one of those like apps or whatever that like block stuff completely or whatever? And I'm like, yeah, like I have it on there,
yeah,
but I don't
yeah,
ever
yeah.
use it. Like because really in reality, if you're following like watching what I'm looking up and shit, you're bored as fuck, dude.
Well, right, and I mean that's the thing though. If you got nothing to hide, then who cares?
here's the thing too. I mean, yeah, a lot of people are like that. Like I have nothing to hide or whatever. But realistically think about, like, you need actual people to go through that stuff and
Yeah.
analyze your data. I mean, that's not realistic to go through and
Yeah, obviously. There's not one person watching you. That's fucking insane.
Or do we? I mean, AI is fucking getting crazy now.
No, you do.
Well, I'm sure there's algorithms
There's
and stuff that pick up pop words and shit
keywords,
like that. Obviously.
stuff like that. Or
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But like literally, you can do that shit on your iPad.
Yeah,
now.
like
So,
pick
like,
up a
it's
keyword,
not like that.
but then like a
Yeah.
person will go through and be like, "Oh, that's just bullshit."
That happens. I worked when I first got out of the military. I worked as a cybersecurity analyst for a bank, and we would set up rules all the time in emails, like looking for keywords like pornography, whatever. I mean, that's pretty common. Like, I mean, that's not really.
Yeah,
What
but
do you
that's
Comment
good
on
shit
the bank.
though. You know, like
His jobs are kind of boring.
What do you
Yeah,
think
that's-
about the guy
look
who
at my
went into
tits.
the Home Depot bathroom and said
what?
there's a guy who went into a Home Depot bathroom and he said, "All right, I'm about to blow this place up."
Oh, I did see
And
that.
somebody called the
happened?
cops on him.
This guy's gonna blow this place up.
Yeah,
It's
they
like, I
thought
gotta
it was
take
a bomb
shit.
threat.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that
That's
poor
amazing.
guy.
It's actually this year.
Yeah, it wasn't long
It
ago.
will.
That's hilarious.
So he was.
He
gonna-
probably got
That
a bunch of
happened
shit
down
for
here.
that too, though.
in the beginning, yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, they dismissed all charges because I mean, come on, everybody knows.
taking-
So,
a
yeah,
shit.
what do you? I got to fucking
Yeah,
take
that-
his shit. That's what you say. I got to
Right.
blow this thing up.
Like, that's fair
That's
warning
fucking
as far as I'm
awesome.
concerned.
It's courtesy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I hate that happened to that man, but I also love the fact that happened in reality.
It's funny.
Like that's some wasteful usage of government funds that I'm cool with. I like that. That's humorous. I'll take that shit.
Yeah, that's just funny. That and Karen videos. I'm into Karen videos right now.
Me too.
What's like, just like Karen's like acting
Freaking
out?
out.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah,
I
it is.
can't
It's
get
the
enough.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I watched
All
one
I-
before I came over here tonight. This dude was just playing a piano in a mall, or whatever, and he's playing it like loudly or whatever. And this Karen came over, stop banging on the piano, whatever, and he's boom, 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 boom. He's playing it like well. I mean, he's playing the piano like good,
Right.
and she's freaking out because it's too loud. I'm like, oh my god.
People just bitch about everything. It's so
Everything.
funny.
Dude, I live in Texas. All I have to do is go to a Walmart here, and I can watch Karen videos all fucking day long.
Yeah, well, they're everywhere.
Oh man, they're a certain breed down here. Their hair, like in certain areas, you can tell like the more affluent like white ladies because they have like this like hair that's like hairsprayed in such a way that it looks like it would just like stop a fucking bullet, no problem whatsoever. It's like right off the side. And they're just such sweet ladies. And they're just, bless your heart, which means like go fuck yourself in Texas.
Right.
Oh, dude, it's fucking funny. All you need to do is be there for just like 5-10 minutes in any Walmart or Whole Foods, and it'll happen. Excuse me, and just wait on it. It'll happen. It's beautiful.
I've
But you
never
gotta walk off. You gotta walk off quick though, because you quickly become a victim.
I swear to God, every time I go in like a gecko, I'm like, please, let's be in a Karen moment right now. I've never seen one live.
Me
but
neither,
I've always
yeah.
wanted to.
You're not gonna get a Karen moment in a Gecko as much as you're gonna get. What was that chick from Blawnox that used to be on the morning show all the time in Pittsburgh? Eileen. My wife just yelled from the other room. Eileen from Blawnox.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
that crazy
yeah.
ass lady?
Yeah.
That's what you're more
She's
likely
the
to
most
get in a
mean
Gecko.
person there is, I think.
Oh yeah, my wife still watches Mikey and Big Bob, or listens to Mikey and Big Bob every morning on iHeartRadio.
I can't.
That's she. No, you don't listen to it.
No, I can't.
That's cool.
I don't listen to the
Too many
radio. I
fart
can't do.
jokes and whatever. I'm super
Oh,
big
you're
into-
grown up.
I like Joe Rogan. I listen to him a lot.
Oh no.
To a
What do you
degree.
mean?
It depends on who's the guest.
Yeah,
I think
Jesus-
they're all very
Right,
interesting.
A
exactly.
lot of them are.
Yeah.
A lot of his guests are
I
interesting.
think it's very good conversation.
The ones I don't like is honestly I don't like the MMA fighters. It's
I
just
don't listen.
kind of
Yeah, I
bore-
don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
me.
sure.
I don't
But
really
that-
care for the
that-
comedian
that-
ones
that-
either.
Depends on the comedian.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes it's just like this guy sucks.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm a Rogan hater. I have been since before any
Really?
political
Yep.
stuff.
Does,
But
yeah.
Charlie
I always have been.
Charlie blindly hates for absolutely no reason.
I think he's the best interviewer
False.
out there.
He's
honestly.
pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good interviewer.
Dude, he like not the fucking suck balls or nothing, but the dude has more viewers than any news media in the entire world.
Dude, his
He's like one of
podcast
the
gets
few
like 10 million
one
views
of
per day.
one of the few people. Yeah, one of the few people that'll actually have people on that aren't being shut up by the media and shit like that. Like not necessarily like the stuff about like, all the trivial or like all the crazy shit that people get all, upset about or whatever, but just like in general, like he has interesting fucking people on that, have shit to say that you wouldn't normally get to hear.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. And plus like it's like a pretty wide variety of people going on that show. It's not just his buddies, but it does get a little bit much sometimes. I think it's like scientists that are scientists that are scientists. It's like, all right,
sometimes
dude.
they're talking. I'm like, I don't even know what you're saying.
Sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Also, too, sometimes you just want to go like, hey, Joe, how about you? I mean, not, I talk way too fucking much myself, but it's like, hey, dude, how about you shut the fuck up for a couple minutes and just let the guest talk for just a second?
Yeah, to a degree. I do think
he's gotten better at that shit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, some of the shit that he says, it's just like, dude, you don't know shit. Why are you having a forming opinion on that?
Yeah.
Because
he has a big following. That's why.
Yeah. I mean,
he just has the ability,
and that's why he shouldn't say some of the shit that he says. It's because it's like, dude, people believe shit that you say.
Take it for
yeah,
for gospel.
Well, you're right, they do.
Yeah. Thank you.
But it's also Charlie, shut the fuck up, because if you would actually,
you guys made my argument for me.
Well, that's the thing, though.
Well,
people should be smart enough to take whatever information and form your own.
But,
opinion.
Well, here's the thing: they're not.
Well,
but that's not his.
Not Joe Rogan's problem.
No, it's our problem.
What do you mean?
No. Charlie, this is just like people who like quote scripture but don't read around the actual quotes themselves.
Yeah,
like, the
fuck
dude
them
actually,
too.
But there's
you hear me now?
majority
Can
of
you hear me
people.
now?
Listen, that's if you actually listen to what the dude says, he regularly says he doesn't have any fucking clue what he's talking about. And if you listen to him and actually take his advice, you're crazy.
Oftentimes he does
you take advice of the
preface
people
something.
on the show.
You're right.
Most
Sometimes he
time.
does preface what he says with, "Hey, I'm a
an
fucking
idiot."
idiot."
Yeah.
And also too, like, let's be real fucking honest here. Like, if you're taking the advice of a comedian or a talk show host, let's be honest here, because that's what the fuck this dude is. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Right.
However, like listening to the advice and looking into it for yourself and shit like that, that's definitely good. But
Well, that's why I like to get the opinions of his guests, because oftentimes they are
experts
in whatever field that they're in.
And if you listen to the stuff that the dude gets criticized for, as far as like what his like a whole like procedure was with COVID, it's all backed by science. Like literally, it's prescribed to fucking, like, it's all silly. They just manipulate shit on a constant in the media and make it sound like the dude is preaching, hey, go out and do it this way. But if you listen to the actual podcast, it's never actually that way. It's just typical bullshit.
Chuck, do you remember when I got in a fight with your brother in my driveway?
I'll never
Let's
forget.
hear that.
I wish I would have been there for that.
You were in your
Whooped his
fucking
ass, Seabass.
in my dress blues.
You were in your dress blues.
And I fucking...
Was it Jerry's wedding?
Yeah, Jerry Kenna.
I
was the best man in his wedding. I was in a wedding.
Talk us through this.
I was in a wedding. I was the best man. I was a fill-in best man for Jerry Kenna, and his brother AJ couldn't make the wedding, so I was the fill-in best man at his wedding. And I wore my dress blues, whatever. Got all fucking dolled up.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the wedding, get pretty tuned up at the wedding. Chuck and Jenny come and kidnap me.
Yeah, you were drunk when we kidnapped you.
Yeah, but I mean, you guys literally pulled up in the van, put me in the van, and drove off to the point where people at the wedding didn't know where I went. They were like, "What happened to John?"
But John, did they actually stop, or was it still kind of moving a little bit? And
No,
Charlie just
I think Jenny
reached
stayed
out
in the
and
van. The van was running. Chuck went into the wedding, grabbed me, and pulled me into the van, threw me in, and shut the door, and we were gone.
Physically removed you.
Yeah, I mean,
Awesome.
It was like I actually got kidnapped.
That sounds
That's
like
fucking
accurate.
great.
So where did you guys end up?
We got to Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, and I'm there in my dress
that sounds
blues,
about right.
and we get all
Classic.
even more boozed up. And for whatever, I got pretty. That's the whoa. So there's this table. There's like 3 or 4 pretty decently looking hot girls at this table, and Mike Holshoe influence. And I pulled my balls out of my dress blues. And someone, I gotta retract here. So someone says whoa, and I said, "Oh, you want to see a whoa?" And that's when I pulled my balls out and showed them to the girls, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And
this is the moment when John got canceled.
But shortly after that is when I think Chuck and Jenny are like, "All right, let's go home, John."
And
He's pulling out his balls.
Yeah. So
it's time to put John to bed.
we're walking home to my mom's house, which is 75 feet from Cheers,
Yeah.
and Chuck's brother's just running his mouth to me the entire
just
way.
Where's he at?
He's-
Was he at the bar?
He was at the bar,
And
yeah.
he's just following
And
us.
he's just
And he's 8 years older than us.
He's
for
such a-
this, so
he's
for
such a
fuck's
yeah,
sake,
and
dude,
what,
like,
it's like the only reason is because John was wearing his dress blues. So,
and I had no conversations with him that night. Like,
so he wanted to act like a tough guy.
yeah, but
not
meanwhile,
not you, but
yeah,
my brother.
Well, yeah, I had no problem with him, whatever. And he was just walking with us and just saying shit to me the entire way.
Yeah, like, oh, you think you're tough because you're a Marine? Like, I could knock you out. Blah 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 blah.
And I'd already
Stuff
admitted
like-
it was
stuff
time.
like
It was
that.
time for me to go home. I was like, okay, we'll go home. Okay.
who the fuck talks like that? I can
Oh.
knock you out. Like, you're a grown man. No one talks like that when you're a
Dude,
grown
do you
man.
know?
Jesus.
Do you even know how
To
Alpha?
a trained assassin.
We
You know-
get all the way to my house,
Yeah.
and I'm in my mom's living room, and I just do a faceplant on the couch. I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed.
Good night.
And he says, yeah, that's right. You'll lay down like a bitch you are. And I was like,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
straight the fuck up. So what'd you say to me, motherfucker?
Yeah, and then we ended up out in the driveway, and there was some headlocks, and
Some punches thrown. And your sisters weren't very happy.
yeah, and I think you ended up sleeping on the swing on your front porch.
Yep, that sounds
Maybe.
right.
Yeah, probably.
John went night. He was done. The evening was over.
Well, let's continue the conversation, but let's wrap up this podcast because we're about to expire here in about a minute.
Dude, it was awesome seeing you, buddy.
Yeah. It's awesome to see you guys, too. It's been too long.
Yes, John, thank you so much. This has been I've wanted you since we started.
Day one. Oh, we're just talking about the podcast.
Yes, the podcast.
It did sound a little gay.
And
Oh, I
here,
was talking for myself.
and
Oh,
here
my
you
bad.
are in all your glory. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Finally.
Thanks, buddy.
That's fun.
Make sure you check out all our podcast friends. You know them. Fireside Chat, McSauce, Case in Point, Pod Rock. I think that's about
I
it,
like that.
Rob, right?
That's it.
Yeah. Pod Rock's a fun name. Comes off the tongue nice. Pod Rock.
And find us on our Facebook and Twitter and blah, 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 all that shit. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
John, thanks again for being here.
Yep.
Dude. Is Charlie okay?
No, he's not.
Anyways, I'm Chuck.
Is he crying? I'm Rob.
And I'm Jimmy.
Is,
And that's
is Charlie
John.
crying?
And we-
John.
nobody's crying, but we hope this finds you well.
That's it.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
In the mouth.
Myself and I Hey, happy birthday, bird.
It's like, everybody bring it on.
Step in. Who's gonna say it first? Who wants to break the seal? What, dick seal? Birthday wishes. Yep, there it is. Steve, you see this? Oh, yeah. Sticker?
I was like, happy fucking birthday. Did you do any of those things? I punched her in the stomach. I did. I gave myself a haircut.
So, like, all the
No way!
No, I told her.
That is awesome. How do you know about them?
It's like,
I had those on sale for like $99.
They used to have the size